Good afternoon, viewers, and today we're really blessed. Today, I've got someone that I've learned so much in my life, and probably the most awaited guest on my show that people will be hitting the charts and actually making him the most popular in the view history. So, I would like to introduce none other than our deputy, most beloved deputy principal, and it's none other than Mr. Paul Apostolou, and the Apostle of Paul, if I'm not right. Is that what it translates to?
Yeah, so my first name is Apostolos, which is Paul the Apostle, and then APOSTOLOU, which is my surname, is actually from the apostle, or from the lineage of the apostles. But that's not actually my family name is actually Poulis, but yeah, that's my mum and dad's name is Apostolou. So yeah, I suppose we have a rich Christian Greek Orthodox heritage. So,
and also, I mean, on that level, I've got that photo in the background, and that's you, one of those young Greek prince. So going back to the Greek mythology. So probably I wouldn't say Zeus, but I'd say Achilles. So
I would say, Achilles, Achilles, yeah. He's he was a bit of a character. That guy. Unfortunately, when they dipped him in the immortal waters, they forgot his Achilles heel, and which caused him a little bit of strife in the end, because someone found his weakness and took advantage of it. So unfortunately, he was immortal until that point. But I don't know about Prince Sheikh. A bit more of a devil, I think. Look at
the devil was a prince as well in paradise.
Now, like compared to before, that's actually my natural.
Well, you know what? Devil was also a prince in paradise before he became devil.
Okay.
Well, so tell us about your photo. I mean, what are you doing there?
Okay, well, I think I'm about 2 or 3 at this stage, and actually I was born in Melbourne, so this is in our family house in Melbourne, in Oakley, where I grew up until around about 5. And all good Greek families have sort of vinyl chairs, as you can see in sort of the corner there. And this is a couple of years before my brother, so there's a bit of peace before my younger brother came along. And all good Greek households will always have parquetry, which is floorboards, and that stool that I'm sitting on, my dad made, and I still have until this very day. It's in my parents' kitchen in Adelaide, so it's a little bit more worn, but and as you can tell, I think I'm in my pajamas there. So all good Greek kids have frizzy eyebrows, crazy hair, and crazy pajamas. So.
Well, definitely. I mean, I would say a smart mind. I mean, you forgot to add that.
Well, I don't know. Possibly, I don't know about that time. Probably my parents thought otherwise. But yeah, I'd like to think I'm a little bit more learned now. So.
Well, you know what? You would like to think. I believe that you are learned.
Well, I hope so. So yeah, but yeah, I'm sort of very proud of my Greek heritage, and and obviously, being a house, picture of the house, and young child in the household, family's everything. So yeah, especially in Greek families. So and obviously the vinyl chairs as well. So
you know what? I really think now where the philosophy actually comes from. It's from your heritage.
Yeah, well, I'm very blessed to be, to have great family, and also a great heritage as well. I won't necessarily start the debate, but anyway.
Oh, all right. We'll move to our first question. A question that you probably already know if you watch my show. I mean, I must say my show is really getting popular, so I might be hitting ABC very soon. And I guess I'll probably make millions of dollars there, and probably then I can resign safely. So my first question is, what is something you always wanted to learn?
Always something I wanted to learn is, I think I've always wanted to learn how to overcome my fear of heights and basically learn how to skydive. Because I think if I can skydive and learn how to fly in the air, I'll be able to be, a bit more comfortable with my fear of heights, I think. So I've always wanted to learn how to skydive.
Well, that's a good one, actually. And you know what? I'll probably never do that because you're paying to skydive and then you've got half a chance to live after that as well. So I'll probably not pay for my own death.
Yeah, well, it's a little bit iffy on the way down, but hopefully the instructor that that you're sort of following or with, they've got a bit of experience under their belt. So yeah.
Well, I wish you all the best. I mean, when you're doing it, just attach a GoPro to yourself so I can see when you're coming down.
Yeah, definitely. I think it'd be more than a GoPro. It'd be more like my, sort of like my will in one hand and GoPro in the other, and then the instructor sort of behind me. So,
well, I wish you all the best for that one. What is something that you really know well?
Really know well. I don't know. That's a difficult question, Sheikh Farhan. I think rather than know well, something that I think I'd like to know more about is more about all the knowledge and the ideas and the people in the world. And I think if there's one thing that I've learned and I would like to think that I'm learning is about different things and about different ways of knowing. And I suppose in the philosophy of the IB, the TOK, or the theory of knowledge, is that there's never enough knowledge to go around. And I think I like to think, I'm trying to learn something new every day.
Well, that's it's a religious saying as well. You keep on learning from your cradle till your grave.
Yeah.
So it never stops.
Yeah. So I think, I like to think I know how to learn well. So
I think you're being a bit humble over there. So well, we'll give it to you. So the humility, we'll give you what you know really well. I must say, humility really well.
Thank you, Sheikh.
So what are people usually surprised to find out about you? Don't tell me that you're Greek. I mean, I'm not going to be surprised.
Well, that's one possibility on one hand. I don't know what would be. Maybe that I actually am not serious sometimes, and maybe have a bit of a joke every now and then, bit of a laugh. Maybe that's something surprising, or I don't know. Maybe I don't know. It's a bit hard to know what other people think, or what other people sort of are surprised to know about me. I think maybe to sort of a bit of a rebel in my younger age and maybe in my old age. So maybe a bit of a quiet devil. Maybe I'm living up to that hairstyle there and being a bit of a devil in disguise. So live life on the edge, so to speak. So.
You know what? I've got an idea. Like me and you both, let's start have a competition. Start growing our hair from today. I think we've roughly got the same hair at the moment. Let's do it. Let's get up to our shoulders. Hopefully, Miss Mona can still employ us after that. So.
Well, I hope so. I don't know. I'd get frustrated probably if it gets any longer than about another 0.2 millimeters. I think I'd probably end up getting the clippers out and start going for it. So
me too. I'm on the same boat as you. Like, look, I must say, look, people definitely probably don't know about you. You're a black belt.
Yeah, well, funnily enough, I started learning, and I suppose a lot of children, young children, maybe due to various reasons, but I started learning Taekwondo or martial arts at a very young age. Maybe, well, not young as some people, like Bruce Lee started when he was like about 3 or 4, but I started when I was 9. I started learning because contrary to this picture, I was a little fat bumpkin when I was young, probably maybe 8 or 9, and used to get bullied quite a lot. So, I came home one day and my parents said, "What are you upset for?" And I said, "Well, a couple of kids at school kept bullying me." And I said I wanted to learn how to sort of fight back. Maybe fight back. Maybe you need to edit that one out, fight back. But I wanted to learn how to protect myself. So I started learning martial arts at a very sort of young age, and then it sort of grew with me. And I like to think to this very day it's sort of part of my philosophy and part of who I am. And sort of grew from there into sort of more sort of esoteric. When I say esoteric, more sort of the Chinese and sort of softer martial arts, more into what they call there's hard style, and then there's internal styles, which is more sort of Tai Chi and Qigong, which is the breathing exercises. So I think, I was very fortunate, and I think like everyone, you have sort of very interesting mentors and teachers, and I was very fortunate to have some, I met an interesting man, maybe during my sort of late teens and through to my uni days, and he's been a great mentor since. I don't necessarily see him that much, but yeah, he was sort of took me into the more internal and sort of in the sort of the philosophical and the internal side of martial arts. So I've been very, very fortunate. But they say that once you reach a black belt, that's the start of your journey. That's when you start learning. So I like to think that was quite a while back, but all I can remember is that going for that black belt exam and being completely pulverized by someone quite larger and older than me, and then having to sort of, I suppose the reason why they give you black belts is sort of, I remember it was a full day grading exam, and you go through, start at 7 in the morning and finish at like 6 o'clock in the evening, and you go through all these series of challenges. And one of the last one is that you're totally, if I like to use your term as you used previously, referring to me as a cheeky little bugger before, you're totally buggered at the end of the day, and then just going through and just having to keep on fighting like one guy, and then 2 people, and then 3 people, and I ended up having to fight like 4 people trying to get, and then just sitting on the floor going, you're not even thinking about any belts or anything like that. As you can tell, I'm quite passionate about this. And then, everyone at the end of the grading, the master, who's this, Korean guy, comes over from South Korea, he's very revered. And then, there's about, I think 6 or 7 of us going all for our black belts. And he's walking to everyone, and I'm sort of like the last person. I think, he's going to walk past me. And then he gives you your black belt, and you go, I made it after all that, But I suppose that's the journey, right? I suppose that's sort of the lesson behind those challenges. Life is a challenge, and excuse me, that sort of day was a challenge to go through. It wasn't necessarily could you do everything. It's could you persevere, and could you be diligent enough? So and that was the start, and that was the start of the next sort of journey, or the start of the bigger journey. So,
that you remind me of that famous movie. I forgot the name, Master Shifu, the guy who gave the black belt to that kid. What's that movie?
Are you talking about Kung Fu Panda?
No. No, it was the other one where the child's the kid's bullied, and then he goes to this instructor. He's called Master Shifu, and was it Master Shifu? No, I'm actually confusing myself.
Are you talking about
someone else?
Are you talking about the Jackie Chan movie?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, okay, that's a Karate Kid, which is contrary. Which is contrary to, because it's actually learning Kung Fu. So it's, Americanization stuff. Anyway, yeah.
All right, look, in these difficult times, everyone's looking for something positive. What's something positive you would like to tell us, the whole school community? How can we benefit? Something that you use in your daily life, something that we can actually take from you.
I think for me personally, I think it's routine. I think we always struggle with routine, but also just trying to, I mean, you know, every day differs, but trying to at least have sort of like a set routine, and also having a good mentor. You know, most people have their mum and dad, and you know, having good mentors and support network, I think, during these difficult times. I think that's probably the greatest thing I've learned. I think without those things, I think we'd be in a very different, I mean, me personally, would be in a very different place, you know, sort of mentally and physically and, you know, spiritually, I suppose, you know, because I think if you don't have those support networks, I think you know, any sort of challenges that you face, you find really difficult. So I think, you know, especially for our students, you know, really sort of speaking to your mum and dad, and even for parents too, speaking, you know, to their friends or their community members, trying to, and sharing, you know, things that you may not necessarily be used to sort of sharing as far as what you're struggling with. I think that's important. I mean, you know, think challenges are, you know, and even, you know, the latest announcements with COVID and every day, you know, there never sort of seems to be any sort of light at the end of the tunnel. But I think it's just constantly reminding that there is light at the end of the tunnel, and, you know, relying on the advice and the guidance of your family, and then those people that you respect and you have as your mentors.
Now, look, really positive advice there. Hopefully we can benefit. Now comes my final part. I mean, the interesting part, as the quiz part, and you definitely do have a teacher's brain. Hopefully you can hack this. I'll take your photo off and I'll start sharing.
I think everyone's had enough of my frizzy hair.
Well, we have to put that quiz, and so I'll play that.
Okay.
Put the volume up. You get to listen to it, and then you get to answer it. So
Okay.
you'll get 10 seconds to answer it.
10
Listen to
seconds,
it carefully. Well, I'll give you 5 more seconds. I mean, I've got some really a big spot in my life for you, so I'll give you extra 5 seconds.
Oh, 5 seconds. All right.
So we make it 15 there.
Okay. Let's
All
go.
right. Let's go. Let's listen to it.
A bad day at the bar. Oh, there you go.
That's it. We're going to do this one. Let's do it.
All right. Bad day at the bar.
A bad day at the bar. You and your friend are at a bar and you order a drink. Your friend got the same drink as you, but on this occasion, you're really thirsty and you drink 5 of those drinks really fast. Then after that, your friend, still on his first drink, drops down dead. You find out the drinks were poisoned, but you had 5 of those things and your friend only had 1. How come it was him that died?
How come it was what?
How come it was him that died and you didn't die? You've actually had 5 of those glasses and your friend only had 1.
Probably because I was drinking juice.
No, you had the same drink. That's what it said.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
You had the same drink.
Okay.
You had the same drink. Same drink. Let's do it again. Well,
Okay.
for you, I'm going to play again.
All right. Okay. This is learning.
You're really thirsty and you drink 5 of those drinks really fast. Then after that, your friend, still on his first drink, drops down dead. You find out the drinks were poisoned, but you had 5 of those things and your friend only had 1. How come it was him that died?
Maybe he couldn't drink alcohol, because I suppose alcohol is poison, right? So I was more tolerant than what he is. So he's a little bit slightly more intoxicated. His body couldn't handle the alcohol the intake.
Yeah, so probably that's a very philosophical answer coming from an English teacher. I mean, no surprises there. Let's see if that's the right answer.
Probably not.
The answer is that it was the ice that was poisoned. So bad that the ice didn't have time.
There you go. I didn't ask about the ice.
Totally melted for your slow drinking buddy.
There you go. So you drank it so fast, and your friend actually did not even. You probably did not even allow the ice to melt.
Right.
Whereas your friend was drinking it so slowly that the whole ice has already melted in there.
Wow. So moral of the story is make sure you drink quickly, and make sure you drink before your friend drinks the rest of the drink. So
that's right. That's the moral of the story. Next time you're in the bar, I mean, so make sure you're drinking it really fast.
yeah. Okay. That I could probably handle. So it'd be all right.
All right. Look, I really want to thank you, and thank you to all our viewers that have been watching. And really it was actually absolute honor to have you on the channel. And hopefully you probably can make a new record of the views. At the moment, Miss Sayed got over 111 views. That's more than the number of staff in the school have actually reviewed her. So yeah, she's actually, and that second is Miss Anisa Khan, who's at 108 views.
Really?
Miss Mona's not far off. She's 93 views.
Really? Okay.
So you've got a challenge there.
Got a bit
So
of
you got
a
a challenge there.
Got a bit of a
That's right.
challenge there. All right. Okay. Well, let's see what happens. All right.
All right. You look after yourself, and I
All right.
wish you all the best.
All right. Thanks,
All right.
Shafan. Bye.
Bye now. See ya.
Bye.
Well, welcome. Good afternoon. Welcome to my show. The actually the most watched show in the entire school, I must say.
Certainly. How you going, Shafan?
Oh, I'm going really well. I'm actually blessed to have you on my show today. And I can see in the background the photo that you sent. I would have never guessed that you ever had long hair in your life. I mean, that's some cheeky little bugger in the background there.
Well, I couldn't have put it better myself. Cheeky little bugger is what my dad would have said, but he probably would have said it in Greek. So
how do you say that in Greek?
Cheeky little. Well, I would say that it might be swearing in Greek. He would actually use the word. He would use the word mikroskato, which is, I won't translate into English, but maybe if you Google Translate, you might find. Yes.
No,
cheeky little bugger.
I'll probably start calling that my children Gitros Gador. Is that what it is?
No, micro, which means small, and
Micro.
Micro, yeah, and then scato, which is like a bugger.
Okay, micro scato.
Scato, yeah, but I wouldn't use that in public, probably.
Well, I just use that in the house, so that's okay.
Okay, well, that's all right. So yeah.
Look, you probably did not tell what people are usually surprised about you. Or you're a black belt.
Yes.
Give me a sec. I'm gonna edit that. Can you guys go out, please? I'm gonna interview. Close the door. Manners next time. Make sure you knock the door when you come in. Close the door. Sorry about that. We'll edit that. That's a blooper. I'll put it as a blooper.
Okay, you put it in the bloopers. Yeah. The ship. Okay, is the audio playing?
Oh, it was not playing. Okay.
Yeah,
sorry.
I can't really hear it unless it's part of the puzzle.
Oh, no, it's not part of the puzzle. Let's go back.
Okay.
The ship. A captain of a Japanese ship is taken on.
Oh, that's very slight.
Also, this is always the issue. Okay, let me see what I can do. Oh, wait, I know how we can get this working. Let's see. So this window needs to go on the other side because I've got actually a dual screen monitor. So what I'm going to do is
You're like a computer hacker. Okay.
Captain of a Japanese ship is taken off his ring and put it on his table. He then goes outside, and when he comes back, his ring is gone. There could only have been 3 men who could have taken the ring, so the captain asks them for an alibi. The first man says he was in the kitchen preparing dinner and couldn't have taken the ring. The second man said he was outside fixing the flag because someone had hung it upside down. The last man said he was in the engine room. Now, the captain knows it was the second man. How? A Japanese flag is a red circle in a white square.
Oh, I gave you the answer.
Okay. Well, that was a pretty easy puzzle.
Well, so you probably didn't know the answer to that, is it?
Well, I was trying to work out what the third guy's alibi was, but obviously, Yeah, I knew it had something to do with a ring. So the Japanese flag. That's why I was like, oh, it's Japanese captain. So yeah, the circle. So
What I'm gonna we'll actually go and we'll choose another one. Just